Since the unnecessary, catastrophic loss of life and property from Hurricane Katrina, the importance of preparing for predictable disasters has been recognized as an essential element of every level of government. All recent reports indicate we are overdue for a major earthquake and that our current bridges, identified as our seismic lifeline, are likely to fail, leaving West Salem and Polk County cut off. So what is our city doing about it? For the past 2 years, the Salem City Council has stressed the need for our community to be prepared for a Cascadia earthquake. They have successfully advocated for new police facilities and seismically retrofitting the library.
I think retrofitting of the library and City Hall are vital issues. Our library is well loved and well used, and we certainly value the lives of the people that use the library and the people in the city, and we can't in good conscience not update those libraries, not bring them up to code.
Their lives are important. What about the lives of the 28,000 residents of West Salem? Are their lives important as well?
On their buildings saying this building's not seismically retrofitted. And I think the outcome of that was she said, I'm going to think twice about going to the library.
Right.
And that's not what we want. We don't want people thinking twice about whether or not
City
I should,
Hall.
or I should I go into this public building or not to do what I need to do because I'm worried about an earthquake happening in it and getting killed in it or hurt. And I think that's a problem. I think that there's, somewhat of a liability issue too with the city.
It does seem that the city will be liable for knowingly leaving 28,000 residents cut off from all help when the Cascadia earthquake happens.
And I forget when it was done exactly, but 2012, 13. And it said right in there that the city of Salem buildings, the majority will fail in a Cascadia type earthquake. And I think that should be a wake-up call to both the city and the public that our buildings, our public buildings, we need to do something because they're going to fail in an earthquake, and it's going to kill people.
The same report indicates our bridges will also fail in a Cascadia earthquake, leaving West Salem cut off from the hospital, police, and even water. This will result in far more deaths than if we had access to those services.
Police safety and protection and public safety, and to have something that will be standing when the inevitable earthquake comes. The council has also said that we will be putting on the next election cycle a ballot measure to seismically retrofit the library for the same reason.
West Salem supported both the library and police bonds because we recognize how important this issue is. But don't we also need a bridge?
Preparation for a Cascadia event, which is kind of why we're compelled to do this, not only because of the cramped space and the non-functional space for job standards, but also because of the looming Cascadia event whenever that comes. But it's important for me to see coordination of these events. The Salem Hospital is a trauma center for the region.
Coordination and access to the hospital are certainly going to be important after the Cascadia event. Wouldn't a bridge help that happen?
Even when the Japanese earthquake and tsunami hit, what was that, 5 years ago?
5 years.
Yeah, I mean, we still are kind of like, well, it happened to Japan. That's really far away.
Well,
but it's
we
going.
still have some of their boats showing up at our beaches.
Yeah, and it will happen here, and it's just a matter of when it will happen, and we need to be prepared. And I mean, personally, I think about it quite often, I have to admit, and I think about being at the city council meetings, and with what if it happened? What would I do? I know this building isn't safe. How would I get out? Is there a plan?
Great questions. Is there a plan? How will the residents in West Salem get out and get help without a bridge?
You could have a situation where the third bridge is up and the main center Marion Street bridges are down.
Of course you could. And that's just looking at it from an engineering point of view.
Yes, from an engineering point of view, a third bridge will be standing after a Cascadia earthquake and give West Salem residents a possibility of survival.
have it significantly in my ward with the amount of hills and the grade and potential flooding, more than a few residents who could be homeless or in dire need. So I think it's really important when we forward this measure, although it may not seem related, that we're able to demonstrate coordination or at least a plan for that. I would suggest that in looking at these measures, so that it's not just how we're updating the police station, but how these updates will affect the community in a Cascadia event. Not just that the police will be there and not have a police station that's collapsed on top of them, but how they will be able to get to where they're going, how will be able to get to them, how people will still be able to get to the jail, how these things will happen.
Okay. Are you going to bring up the third bridge?
Those are great questions. How will the police or any other help be able to get to West Salem? It sounds like the mayor understands a bridge that's standing after the earthquake is essential.